Hey you guys, I hope that you are doing well. Welcome. My name's Elissa and I'm so excited to do this video for you today. It's gonna be a little bit different than the stuff that we normally do. I'm still gonna do a reading, so don't you worry, okay? Take what resonates and leave what doesn't, as always. But I've been getting this call to do this, I don't know, this bunch of videos, okay? This little series of the 7 sins and the 7 virtues for you guys for a moment. There's been like a lot of transition energy in the collective and in my own personal life as well. Like over the last year, okay, it's been quite an interesting experience and a wild ride, and I really feel in my own life and also so much in the lessons of the collective, it's been about balancing these. It's been about balancing like the light and the dark aspects, okay, your shadow self, things like this. So I want to go through and make 7 different videos, all right, of the sin and then the counter, the virtue, okay, how to balance that out. So yeah, I want to go through it. I developed a little spread here and we'll kind of just talk about each part of it. I'll definitely like share some of the energy of like how I've experienced this and like what I've noticed, and yeah, we'll see what spirit wants to say. It'll be heckin' great. Okay, bear with my camera, I don't know. Okay, hopefully like the clarity has not been in, so I don't know, that feels pretty symbolic as well. Hi everybody joining, welcome. Where was I gonna go with this? I don't know, we're gonna wing this video. It's gonna be great. It's really cash, okay? So don't you worry. Do though, like, share, follow, all that good stuff. Appreciate you. Okay, let me know if it resonates with you. So the first video that I want to do is on the lust and the chastity, okay? Before we get into it, I do want to tell you though, spirit's telling me no, bring it up. So I'm revamping my podcast, okay? This is going to be like relevant, all right? The energy that we're looking at, the stuff that's going to come up here, like it's also going to be tied in. So if you're familiar with my podcast when I had it last year, Your Silhouette, available on Spotify, you guys may want to get caught up with that because when I revamp, it's going to be based off this, okay? And there's going to be more information, okay? So anyway, let's get into it. All right, so we're gonna go into the energy of lust, right? And when I'm talking about lust as a sin, I'm not just talking about it in a sexual experience, although yes, that does come into play, absolutely, all right? It's also about anything that's leading you to make choices that are not in alignment with you, okay? When your desire takes over. When your need for, whether it's control, success, attention, I have notes here that I'm reading off of, okay? Validation, it's that excessive desire, right? It leads to irrational and insensitive choices, okay? And it's focused on satisfying this want that's perceived to us, it feels like a need. But in reality, it's because we're trying to dictate. We're trying to play God. Okay, or we're just we're not trusting. That's what it's about, right? It's like we're not trusting that we're in alignment for ourselves. We may not know ourselves, our morals, whatever this is. A lot of things can stem from this, okay? But it absolutely leads to like you abandoning yourself, you abandoning your faith, okay? See how like the connection, like I got like blurry there? It's like you can't see clearly. Okay, I know that we have all dealt with lust as a shadow aspect, right? In some form or fashion, okay? Whether you're dealing with it with sexual feelings, okay? Wanting, I don't know, I'm getting like career heavy too for some of you, like wanting that power, that control, that status. And a lot of the times this shadow aspect pops up on us because we do feel like we're out of control in our own lives, okay? Like lust has popped up on me and then it made it like I was making choices that weren't in alignment, so I became very self-destructive. Like I abandoned myself. It was just coming from a space where like I was looking for love. I was giving lust, I was entertaining lust, but what I was really looking for was to be held, right? To be loved, to be validated, to be known that I was safe. So let's tap into this sin here, okay? And look at the current state and how the energy is manifesting in the collective right now. I'd say the Knight of Wands, yes, He is the lust of tarot. I call him the horn dog of tarot. Okay. And judgment. I'm hearing self-preservation. Okay. It's about you being like sovereign with yourself, right? Just self-possessed. That's what I'm getting here. That's what's vital. If you can trust yourself here. 6 of Pentacles. So this is also giving yourself permission though, right? Like this almost kind of leads into the second sin, and they'll all mold together, of course, right? Of like gluttony, because it's like overindulgence, right? It's about moderation here. I'm getting heavy temptation energy as well, all right? So, you may feel like you have no way out, or you've been burned so deeply before. It's like I'm looking for something. I'm looking for relief. A lot of you are experiencing this in love. So again, it's like I'm giving lust to get a deeper need filled, but we're contributing to pain by doing this because we're not in alignment. And so when I'm really sorry that my, like the blurriness goes in and out. It's part of the aesthetic. It's fine. But when this is manifesting in the collective energy here, it's like because you're trying to force something to be some type of way, or you're hurting yourself because you're not being honest with yourself, authentic with yourself, okay? You're also contributing to somebody else's misalignment, okay? Someone else is also off of their timeline. Tell me more about this in the collective, please. 10 of Wands in the reverse, the Devil in the reverse. So we have Capricorn energy coming through pretty strong here. It's like denial. Like breadcrumbing energy, making you want something more. It almost feels like, I don't know, like I want to say laced. Somebody's name could be Lacey, okay? But it's almost like, I don't know, this conversation is laced with seduction, or there's like this undertone of lust. It's suggested, and it's like you know what this leads to. Okay, so let's go a little bit deeper into that, and then we're going to look at the root cause. Okay. Show me more, please. We have Justice and Strength in the reverse. So again, it's this feeling of like, well, I have no choice, or I have to, in order for me to balance something. This is you 100% feeling like I can't handle, I don't know if it's the rejection, the denial, but it's you not accepting the truth, the ending here. And the ending has been made very clear with the 2 10s here, 10 of Wands, 10 of Swords. But you're triggered by truth, or you're triggered by what is in alignment. Okay, so what this is telling me currently in the collective is there is a situation in your life, whether it's a relationship, a work situation, something you're not seeing clearly, I wish my camera would focus, that you're still giving to because you want it to work, and you're betraying yourself. This is almost like enabling an addict energy. Like you keep supplying this misalignment with energy, with attention, with lust. Okay. Libra, Leo energy. We're upset about the way things are, and we want to take it into our own hands. We feel like we weren't seen, like we weren't chosen. So we're trying to find a way to make ourselves feel special. Okay. I know for me, that was it. That was my shadow, 1000%. Wanting to be chosen, wanting to be special, means something. Absolutely. That would 1000% put me into the energy of that lustful, okay, well, I'll use this energy, or I'll offer this to get my way, right? And a lot of the times we're doing that in a state of survival. Okay, is that not what survival mode is? Just about getting that immediate need met. So again, if lust is about perceiving a desire as a need, okay, we're feeling abandoned, we're feeling triggered. even though it's right that maybe we're not with this person or we're not in this situation, we feel this void, and so we're trying to fill it. We're trying to fix it. Okay, so this is kind of getting into the next part, which is what's the root cause contributing to this. Yeah, it's abandonment for sure. It's never having anything permanent. There's also like this hollow energy, like we've never gone to like the depths. Tell me more of the root cause. This is an abandonment wound. I'm really getting that. There was so much of your environment, Spirit is showing me, where you didn't feel like you were in control. You weren't chosen. Whether this is, and we're going to go into kind of like the inner child territory here, right? Like I'm getting a narrative of like caregivers, mom, dad, whoever had their own shit going on, right? As an adult, we can understand that. We're here watching a tarot reading. We all have our own shit. And because of that, we weren't receiving whatever it was, whatever physical, emotional, mental need we needed, okay? This is leading into sacrificing pieces of ourselves to fill this void. This is where it stems from. King of Wands. Yep. Seven of Wands in the reverse. I want to be chosen. I want to be made to feel special enough. I want to be desired. And there is this need for control, but it's more of a need for safety. Okay? And so that's what you're really seeking when you're trying to make something, force it, okay? That's the energy we're talking about here. And this is a pattern. And intuitively, we know this. We just haven't been able to break it. So we can do that by leading into the counter of the virtue, right? Which is chastity. And so could that mean celibacy? Sure, right? Chastity about purity. But that's what it's about, though. It's purity. It's chastity. It's purity. It's celibacy from holding yourself into that shame of the choices we've made, like a prisoner, an emotional prisoner, if you will, right? And then also, it's loyalty to yourself. To others, yes, of course. It's purity, but it's loyalty to knowing that God is in control. The universe is in control. Fate, right? Everything is always working out for you. Everything is happening for you, not to you. It's that faith that is going to counteract the sin of lust, okay? I'm hearing integrity. Again, this is about you being self-possessed, right? Self-mastery. Self-discipline from the temptations. And this is what it means to be purified, is what Spirit is saying, okay? Look, I'm pulling Temperance. Beautiful. All right, so let's look at the energy of chastity, please. Show us the current state and how the collective is currently experiencing this, or how we can find it. If we don't feel it, how we can find it. Show me. Show me, show me. Okay, look at this. The Wheel of Fortune. Here on the oh my gosh. Look, you guys, this is beautiful. The Well, the Page of Swords. This is like God's watching you. Like, oh my gosh. Look at the signs all around you. There's loyalty everywhere. There's opportunities where like Spirit is always communicating with you, right? This morning when I sat down on my altar, I was having a conversation with Spirit, with God, right? And I really asked wholeheartedly for a message. I think I've shared this, but every morning, well, I'll try to anyway, I'll grab my Bible and I'll just open it to a random page, and I just always get some type of something from that, right? And I asked specifically, usually I'm just open to receive, but I asked very specifically for a message to let me know that God was still leading me, okay? So specific. And so I opened up, and actually I wish I kind of brought it with me because it was a verse in Psalms, which was beautiful. But then I also pulled an oracle, and the last 3 sentences of this oracle were literally, you are led, you are led, you are led. I mean, like, I could cry again. I literally cried tears of gratitude. And that's exactly the energy I'm getting here of how we can find this chastity. It's opening ourselves up to the miracles, the communication, the language of the universe all around us. Readers to a certain extent. And so when you chastitize and when you purify that, and when you're loyal to yourself, to your morals, to not being swayed by attention, by validation from someone else, okay? I mean, this could even like go with it doesn't even have to be about like relationships, right? This could be about like religion, even religious beliefs. How long in society has religion been used to control, to dictate, right? And if we were seeking outside of ourselves to be told by others, like, of course you're coming here for a tarot reading for advice, right? But anything I tell you or anyone else tells you should only be confirmation to what you already know to be true. Okay? I believe that that's what the Bible talks about when it's, you know, talking about like, you know, not listening to like mediums and pagans. It's about like those like freaking cult leaders that claim to have all the answers, right? I claim to be a vessel, and then I tell you to check in with yourself. I should only be a tool to your growth. I'm not the answer, okay? And so that's what we're talking about here with chastity. There's information, that validation that you're seeking outside of yourself, that you're worthy, that you're loved, that you're seen, that you're known. It exists all around you. And I have had to learn this deeply, 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 deeply. When I tell you, like, my shadow aspect was being chosen, being the favorite, and it put me in a vibration where I could still look at it as I'm in danger. I'm around unsafe people that take advantage of that, right? When in reality, it's this confirmation from God that opens up my heart the fucking most. And I don't have to force shit. You know? So it's kind of like open your eyes with that clarity, see clearly. Notice as I'm talking about the virtue, I don't want to jinx it, but my camera hasn't done the blurry thing. You know? Oh my gosh. Open your eyes to the magic, see the magic. How is it being experienced? How is it available? By you opening your eyes and being receptive to it. By renewing your faith and your connection. There's a need to have loyalty to your faith, no matter what that is, okay? Some of you might be figuring that out, and that's okay. And you're allowed to, you know, get advice and seek out and try different things, but it should be confirmation to your heart. Not like someone's trying to make you fit in a box, okay? Yeah, this is beautiful. It's about keeping your heart open. How can this be experienced? By coming out of autopilot. By stop trying to force things how we think that it should be. And just accepting it. What if you just surrendered? What would life look like if for 1 week, right, you literally just didn't try to change anybody's mind? You operated on your happiness, your stability. You accepted the offers that were coming from you, and you left the unknown to the unknown. If you're meant to know something, Spirit's going to make that very clear to you. Again, as you learn to the language of the universe and become your own energy reader, you're going to learn to understand what Spirit is telling you and how they're leading you. And like, Spirit gave me this message to do this dang reading. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was led to do this. It's beautiful. So that's what I'm seeing as far as how you can experience and find this. Look at the synchronicities. Challenge yourself that nothing's a coincidence, right? Even if like it was planned and artificial. Like I had one of the biggest like, oh my God, crises with faith, right? Like I believe in everything spiritual and synchronicities and things are signs. And when I found out, I don't want to get into all the details, but I found out that a lot of that was planted in my life. It was orchestrated by just evil, miserable people, right? They thought it was funny that they could control me by playing God, right? It didn't make me lose my faith. I didn't lose my faith in God or stop believing in God when I found out the reality. I still feel like God used those people. There was still a purpose. There was still something for me to learn. And so if you can stop giving the power to like mortal, okay, that's what I'm getting. You can see the miracle, but you have to be willing to see it. To experience it in the collective, you have to open your eyes. You have to look. Look deeper. Okay? How can we enhance this energy? How can we strengthen it? It feels like it's going to come to you, honestly. It really does. Making it a part of your everyday life, the more you use it, right? It's like going to the gym, working out, your spirituality, your energy read, your intuition. It's a muscle. And the more you rely on it, you have that faith, okay, that chastity. I'm hearing conviction of self. The more you're celibate from those character defects that make you act out in lust for validation, attention, whatever it is, control, you'll become more self-possessed, sovereign. Ah! Look at it! Look at it. Are you stinking kidding? This is true peace. This is like the real meaning of happiness. It has nothing to do with like money. Some of you, this was like about money, whether it was a relationship or like a certain number in the bank, okay? I can tell you wholeheartedly, looking you dead in the eye, I have never been more in a financial struggle, but also more peaceful in my life, more sovereign, more free. You know, what is the true meaning of happiness? This is a whole new way of life, and a lot of you, it's going to challenge society's standards, but that's how you're going to strengthen it. Okay? And that's how you're going to achieve those blessings, right? Tell me more. Queen of Wands. This is like, know you're chosen, see it. Some of you like almost gaslight yourself. Like, no, that couldn't have been it. Was that a sign? Yes. If you think it was, it is. Lean into it. Choose you so the universe can choose you. Believe you're worthy of being chosen. That God, that spirit, that the universe wants to have this dynamic with you. They want to have this relationship. That you are gifted. That you are special. The whole advice here is for you to embrace it. Embrace the possibility that you are good. But this has a deep shadow for some people. There's no doubts, okay? There can be intimacy issues, abuse issues, sexual abuse issues can come up here. So it's not that it's, you know, so black and white, but at the same time, as you look for answers and guidance, okay? When it's outside of you, make it towards God. Make it personal, make it intimate, okay? So can we get some advice on how to balance these? Balance the light and dark aspects, because there's nothing wrong with desire. It was planted in your heart for a reason. You just have to know the shadow aspects of why. Show me how to balance, please. Our lust and chastity. It's about your self-image. It can't be about you impressing anyone else. What they think of you. It's literally like what they think of you. Are you you have to look in the mirror and ask yourself, does this make you feel confident? Is it, I'm even getting some intimacy issues, right? So if there's like sexual stuff where you feel like you're like, I don't know, over pleasing or something like this, okay? Like you need to ask yourself, does this turn me on? Okay, that's for somebody. We're all adults here. Don't do things for others. Do it because you are present. It's intentional. Live intentionally. Okay? Yeah, Knight of Swords, the Justice in the reverse. Also, please be very mindful that if something is not in alignment, don't even stick around for temptation. Curiosity, kill the cat. You know? You are moving forward and you don't need to entertain anything that is determined to misunderstand you, tempt you. Like, you know yourself. You know your morals. If you know that someone is not aligned, why waste your time and energy? You get me? Okay? And then what is... Oh, hold on. A little bit more. Please be careful with that. Because it takes really... It takes accountability in yourself to get off that merry-go-round. And it also takes accountability in recognizing the patterns of you being manipulated or gaslit, used. Okay? Magician in the reverse, Wheel of Fortune in the reverse. This is like generational. Okay? Curse type energy. Okay? Lies, deceit, being disconnected. And this is what you were taught. This is what you were conditioned. Okay? So yeah, that could be a whole reading on its own. Consider an inner child reading. If this is hitting, check out my website and the inner child reading. I'm telling you. All right. But let's get advice. Okay. Or excuse me. The advice is to stay away from anything that will take you away from yourself or out of balance. Your potential outcome if you follow the advice. What's the potential outcome here? Please. The Hangman in reverse. A whole new way of living. Seeing the world completely differently. Because now you're not forcing. Now you're not living from a state of desire, which is lack. And we'll talk about that on the next video. Okay, when we talk about gluttony and what the heck the other one? Temperance. Right? Three of Cups in the reverse. The Knight of Cups in the reverse. You no longer, some of you were involved in like third parties. Okay, if you always found like you were being cheated on or you were the other woman, the other dude, like this was because you were working out a generational cycle with self-worth, with being chosen. Okay, you're going to completely understand this and no longer have to go through that ever again. Cycle closed. Look at this. Potential outcome, if you balance it, the Sun. Okay, complete healing. No longer seeking, all right? Absolutely beautiful. I love it, all right? So if you guys need anything, please do send me an email, all right? That info is in the description. Heads up, I've been like advocating this, but I just want to get it out there. I'm going to be transitioning, all right? This is like a job for me too, to do this little series of like the 7 sins and the 7 virtues. Like when you guys, if you remember, I was solo at tarot, and when you were with me and I switched to 7 blessings, I knew that was for a purpose, and Spirit is telling me like before I can like really launch and embrace going back to my solo at tarot, my shadow, I have to complete these readings. So I'm excited to see how they come out. Spirit asked me to be very like authentic in my shadow side and what I've learned on how to embrace the virtue. So yeah, I really love it. I hope it helps. Okay, let me know. Like, share, subscribe. I love you. I'll see you on the next one.